All right, leaders, in this next station, we are going to take a look at anaphora. Anaphora is the repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning of consecutive lines. So we're going to be using our poem and annotating our poem, so make sure you're open up to page 84 and 85. I want you to take a look at the second stanza. It begins on page 84. The stanza 1 only has one line. She had some horses. But we're going to take a look at stanza 2. And I would like you to underline the phrases "she had horses who" each time that it appears in this station. How many times have you underlined "she had horses who" in stanza 2? You should have counted 7. 7 times on each line, in other words, she writes "she had horses who." So where are these phrases appearing? Well, you're thinking to yourself, at the beginning of the line. And that is correct, because that is the definition of anaphora. When a poet repeats a word or a phrase at the start of consecutive lines, that poet is using the poetic device anaphora. And that is exactly what our author is doing here. So now we would like you to, you've already done stanza 2. Now we'd like you to take another moment and go through and continue underlining "she had horses who" throughout each stanza. All right, if you need some additional time, feel free to pause. I'm going to go ahead and start doing some checking, but if you do need some more time to keep underlining, go ahead and pause. All right, so looking at the fourth stanza, how many times did you underline the phrase "she had horses who"? You should have counted 4. 4 times she has. Now notice that here, their body shone and burned like stars is actually the continuation of the previous line. So it's still considered anaphora, even though this line doesn't start of it, because it's still consecutive throughout the poem. All right, so what about stanza 6? How many times did you underline "she had horses who"? Good, you should have said 4. 4 times she has used the phrase "she had horses who." So what are some reasons poets use repetition? To add emphasis, to stress a word, to show which words are important. So the effects of repetition are similar to effects of anaphora, which is specifically the repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of consecutive lines. However, because the words are repeated in the same place at the start of each line, anaphora also adds structure to the poem. This kind of repetition can make a poem resemble a chant.